SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Dear students, dear friends, welcome back. Today I am very happy to discuss with you a very important topic which is of great relevance to you, I must say. It is relevance to all generations, but what I understand is that it is particularly relevant to young students, young friends like you who are going through a lot of stress. So we are going to actually discuss about stress management and also how to increase our self-esteem. Only difference is that in today's class we will discuss how to solve this through the learnings of the Indian ethos. The usual disclaimer that though I am an independent director in various companies and also I am a visiting faculty in various institutes, but the views expressed here are totally that of my own. So what is stress? Stress can be defined as any type of change that causes physical, emotional or psychological strain. Physical, emotional or psychological strain. Why does it happen? Because you feel there is a perceived threat. So that leads to stress for you. And what does your body do? The body responds to that, to the perceived threat. The body responds to that which requires anything that requires attention or action. Everyone experiences stress to some degree. Though you might see someone looking very happy-go-lucky, but everyone has some kind of a stress to some degree. So the way you respond to stress, so stress is there, but how you respond to stress will make a difference to your overall well-being. We want all of us to be well, so how we respond to the stress will make the difference. Why is stress important? Because it promotes survival. It is nature. God has created us like that. That therefore, let's say deers are there in the forest, and as soon as it sees a lion, the fear is generated, and immediately what will happen is, because of that fear, stress is created, and the deers will start running. It's called flight. So that's a very, very natural thing to do. And when the deer starts running, it releases the stress to some extent. And it is very important for it to adapt to the rapidly changing conditions. Just imagine if the deer did not respond to the stress of seeing the lion. But it is very, problem is for many of us who have gone to school, college, then office, sometimes this office is very stressful place. We have a lot of problem because of the work deadlines, because of a bad boss. So we have this problem. Now what happens is that you do not enjoy being in office. It's a very stressful place today, but tomorrow you again have to go to office, to the same place, to the same stressful area. Let's say Sunday comes, but the stress has not gone down because Monday is coming, and even Saturday you are thinking of Monday, that you have to go back to that very stressful place. Unlike the deer which runs away from the lion, you are not able to run away from the situation. But we also want to tell you that there is something called a positive stress or a eustress. When does this happen? Your friends, or in childhood you went to a roller coaster or you're competing in a game which you really enjoy, or on a lighter note, you go on a first date. So there is a lot of stress on how the date will, turn out to be, because you're meeting a new person and you want to put up your best. So there is a bit of a stress because of the uncertainty, but that is a happy stress. So stress is not always bad. Stress can also be happy. As I explained to you, the flight or fight response. So what happens to the deer? The deer is actually flying away from the lion, flight. Other is you are fighting. But what happens to us in the office, because your boss, or in your school, your principal, or your class teacher, they are in persons of authority. So actually you cannot even fight with that. So you are in a kind of a deadlock. It leads to a very bad stress. Technical definitions, there are a few types of stress. Sometimes it's a very short term, just for an hour. You otherwise having a very good relationship with your partner, but you had a short fight, so 1 hour it's okay. It is very acute that time, but it's only a 1 hour fight. It can be a fight with your friend also, but it is only for 1 hour, so nothing much will happen. But what is more problematic is we call it the episodic acute stress. So in the first case it was only for an hour, but if the stress keeps happening again and again, and you're not able to return back to your calm state. In the previous case you fought, and then because you're ultimately very good friends, so you patched up. But if this goes on happening frequently with your partner, and you're not able to come down to the normal state. Also sometimes there are people who have multiple responsibilities. Just think of a mother, a working mother. She has to go to the office, manage the office, come back, take care of the family. Maybe she has 2 children, they have to get ready in different times to go to school, and this is happening day after day. Also example is out of healthcare professionals. Then we have a chronic stress. When is chronic? When it prolongs for a very long time. In the acute stress it was intense, but only for 1 hour you fought, you made up. But if it's an unhappy marriage, or let's say you are having financial problems, there is a regular problem in the workplace, you are afraid that you might be able to lose your job because you could not meet the last 2 quarters targets. Even this quarter you feel that you will not be able to meet the target. So this stress is continuing, and again next March is coming, so there is an appraisal. So when the stress continues for a very long time, we call it a chronic stress. So friends, some of you may be still studying, many of you may be still studying. Now this workplace stress has become very, very prevalent. When you're in school, you want to go to college. When you're in college, you want to get a job in office. But when you come to office, though you get a salary at the end of the month, but for many people it becomes a very stressful kind of situation. What was not there during our grandfather's time, people did not have so much of loans, so much of ambition, so much of desires. Today, because we want to fast forward our life, in our grandfather's time, after marriage they might just go to a nearby place. But we want to go to maybe New Zealand or some Cyprus for a honeymoon, so we take up a large loan. Or you want to buy a big car, so again the car you have bought, on installment you have to pay the large EMIs. So as we increase the standard, as the years go by, salary is increasing, but your EMI is also increasing. So you remain financially uncomfortable and the stress keeps building up. Now that was the problem part. Now what is the solution to that? So as per the Indian ethos, stress is dukkha, suffering. Why does it happen? From attachment and from desires. You are just not able to let go of a thing. So when you're attached to it, when you have desires and things are not happening as per your plan, it will lead to suffering. And what does our great scripture Bhagavad Gita teaches us? Equanimity, samatvam, that you remain calm and composed in all situations. And concept of dharma is that you are basically just doing your duty. You just do your best as per your this thing. You are not overstretching yourself and let the results come on its own. A very good example, most famous, Arjuna had a lot of stress before the Mahabharata war, but that was addressed by Lord Krishna. This is very well known. Yoga and meditation for stress management. Yoga will help you in calming the mind and improving resilience. Meditation, we all know, dhyan, it reduces the anxiety and the emotional stability. You have got pranayam, the breath control techniques like anulom vilom, Brahmari pranayam, they reduce stress instantly. So it is not only as a slide I am trying to, what you should do, friends. Not only go on YouTube, but try to see if you can at least get hold of a good yoga instructor, a good meditation instructor, at least who gives you the initial learning, and after that maybe you can learn on your own. We cannot explain this to you again and again. Detachment, nishkam karma. What is happening is whenever you are doing work, all of us have to do work. You are doing work, sitting then listening to me. I am doing work by conducting a session, by trying to give my best to you. So work has to happen. Even after session gets over, you will do some other work, I'll do some other work. But don't worry about the results of the work. Do your best and don't worry after that. When you are too much attached to the outcomes, that is what leads to stress. So for example, we all have to give exam. It is not only in school and college, even after office. You will find that today you have to go on adding a lot of certificates for you. But if you focus on efforts rather than results, that will reduce your anxiety and stress. Just focus on your learning part rather than on your marks. And as per the Indian ethos, a sattvic lifestyle is required for mental balance, right? So healthy food habits like having light, always eat light, fresh diet. It is very important. Don't be a he-man and say, I sleep only 3 to 4 hours. Get adequate amount of sleep. Have a nice routine so that the body is not overstretched. 1 or 2 days is okay, but generally follow a very disciplined life and try to follow a life of simple thinking. How to reduce stress? Sometimes one of the best ways, you help people around you because everyone has a problem. So be a good listener, and when you listen to other people's stress, other people's problems, and try to help them out, this will enhance your happiness. Maintain a gratitude journal, a book, your private book, where you write down things and thanking God, the Supreme, for everything you have. I was telling in the earlier session, and you will agree, friends, if we compare our lives with the life of a king 500 years back, the king did not have a geyser that, you switch it on, water, garam ho gaya. Air conditioner switch, bahar mein garmi, we have got nice cool air. From one place to another, use a lift. You have a car or a motorcycle or a scooter to go from one place to another. So, like the comfort that we have is more than a Raja of 500 years back. So let us thank God that we can see, we can eat, we can walk around. Even for that, even things like, I'm just picking up, for example, friends, in the good old times in village, that the village ladies, the gentlemen had to go a long way to walk 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers a day to get water. And in my case, I can just pick up the glass and drink water. It's always kept all the time with me. Other thing, as per the Indian ethos, are chanting and mantra therapy are very important, because mantras, science is now telling us, have got vibrational energy. It calms down the mind. Chanting Om, saying the Gayatri mantra or any Maha mantra that it will help in stress relief. Sound therapy with Vedic reams is now scientifically proven to reduce our anxiety. Important that we are mindful in our daily activities. When you are eating, please eat, please enjoy the food. We are looking at the mobile, we are trying to do multiple tasking. It is not going to work, because when you do multiple tasking, normally what will happen is that the whole situation is under stress. So don't have to do. Therefore, in many places, they talk of japa. When you do jap, same thing, name of some Lord again and again, or you sit down and do some dhyan, do it for 20 minutes. It will reduce the stress caused by past regrets or future worries. So either you are having a past ka regret or future worry. What we are saying, friends, is live in the present moment. It's such a beautiful thing that to live in the present right now. Are you having any worry for this moment? No. Am I having worry? No. But we may have a regret in the past. I want to do that, I did not do it. Future, what will happen to me? So because we are always moving with the past and the future, you're having this kind of thing. So stay in the present, live life one day at a time. Again repeating, live life one day at a time. So be aware of your daily actions. When you're eating, eat it like a prasad. Thank God that you got food. Friends, the plate in which the food was served was not made by you. Even the simple things like rice, dal or chapati, did you grow the wheat? Did you sow? Did you actually make the rice in the farm? You did not. Did you cook it? Perhaps no. It was all served to you and you are just eating. So thank God for every small thing. Go out for work, walking. It helps a lot. It will bring a lot of inner peace in you. If you are stressed out, just go for a walk in nature. Connect yourself with nature. Don't stay always in an air-conditioned room. For leaders, servant leadership, that is, he is always in a mood to, though he has a lot of people, he is supposed to be in the top of the pyramid, but a servant leader is always focusing on his employees' well-being. When you focus on others' well-being, you reduce your stress. Simplicity, minimalism. Don't try to have lot of things in your home. Our houses generally are full of almiras and cupboards are full of things, and we have to buy things. We have to buy an almirah also. It is becoming so bad now. And we love this team spirit and the trust of the Indian joint family model. If you can adapt that joint family, then you'll definitely lead to happier employees. So Indian ethos teaches that stress is not something which is external. You cannot say I'm stressed because always of outside. It is because how I am reacting to the outside situation. So by practicing yoga, meditation, detachment, gratitude, stress can be effectively managed. So integrating the ancient wisdom with modern life leads to long-term well-being and happiness. So look inside, don't focus so much on the outside, because the whole universe is within us. You know, the effect of stress on the body is very, very bad. Previously we used to say that at least till 50 people don't have much ailments. But today if the blood test is showing of young people, they are having high blood pressure, cholesterol, triglyceride, sugar, etc. So when you have these bodies continuously under stress, it leads to heart rate is very high and it leads to high blood pressure. And when you have stress, your immune system, you are finding that many people today have perpetual cold and cough. That is because their immune system is broken down due to regular, people are not able to sleep properly in the night. There is a disturbance, they are having disturbed sleep. And when you have a disturbed sleep, you get up in the morning, you still are feeling tired, there is a fatigue for you. And most of your friends, if you see, I see most of my friends, they are having digestive problems, they are not able to digest food without taking medicines. This was about the body. What is the effect of stress on the mind? There is anxiety, there is depression. You know, friends, if you ask people who went to school 30, 40, 50 years back, there was nothing called depression. He might have fallen down while playing, cut himself, fracture, dislocation, that's okay. But this mental depression was not there. The modern society, I think, is making us do multiple tasking, and we are also, thinking that that person is going ahead in life. So we are also in that race of multiple tasking. It is leading a lot to depression and anxiety. When you have too much anxiety, your focus and concentration will fall and you will not be able to make good decisions. And then what will happen is irritability and mood swings. And you will find that by 40, 45, 50, you are having a burnout, you are having a lot of tablets every day. So how do you identify your stress triggers? Identify things which are personally stressing you. Keep a journal, write it down. And early warning signs, if you feel that you are getting regularly stressed out, please go out and take help. Some healthy lifestyles, which you must do it with some discipline. I implore upon you to do it at least, if not 1 hour, half an hour, at least 20 minutes of regular exercise and physical activity will be good. Eating habits, your food is what you become ultimately. So eat healthy foods. Don't have junk, spicy, oily food all the time. And we have discussed, if possible, as much as possible, try to have a sleep routine. Go to sleep on a particular time and get up sleep in a particular time. All of us, because in a school also you had multiple subjects, you had projects, you are doing NCC, you are doing NSS, you are playing games, you are going for a debate, so multiple activities in school also. That will not change in the office also. There is no one who can say, okay, I will do this work, I will finish, second work, third work. You will always have multiple work. Besides work, there are family things. So, there are so many things which will be there. You have to write down in a journal what is the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 work I do. Once I think you prioritize those work, then you will be able to do it much better. And if something can be done, just do it immediately. Don't procrastinate. If a bill has to be paid right now, so that from your to-do list that one work gets over. There is now a lot of technologies available which is not there. So you can use a digital planner to basically do that. Take help and learn deep breathing exercises, meditation, mindfulness, and muscle relaxation. Build a support system, very important. Like in the good old days, people had a lot of friends. Today, I understand that people don't go out and play in the evening also, because playgrounds have diminished. So, but nevertheless, try to build some really good friends, and within the family also, the more kind of bonhomie you will have, you will find it's much better for you. I don't recommend very much, but if required, if you really feel that it is not working, you are too much stressed out, do not hesitate to take professional counseling and therapy. Workplace support groups are there, and I'm very happy that the good organizations, they are realizing that their employees must be under stress. So within the company itself, they are basically arranging for a support system so that you can go within the office. Because today what is happening is the office hours are so long that sometimes we are not able to go to a doctor also. So therefore the good offices are having this kind of good schools, good colleges. They have within the system itself a person professionally available to give you support. So many of you hopefully will become entrepreneurs, businessmen. So create a very nice balanced work environment. If you are working in a company, you cannot control everything, but you do whatever is possible, to create a balanced work environment. And you need to set boundaries. You need to take breaks. It is my suggestion. It's up to you what you want to do, but my suggestion that your career is a very important part of life, but career is not equal to life. So therefore, please have a hobby. Please have, it has been found, research has shown that for most people, they work so intensely in the office that by the time they retire by 58, 60, they have not developed any hobby. There is no deep interest they have. So therefore, when they are out of office, they have a lot of depression again, because they have nothing to do besides office. They don't know anything else. So please develop deep interest, be it in music, be it in drama, any fine arts that you like to do. Gardening can be interesting, as we know. So develop some deep interest and hobbies and manage your workload effectively. I know it is easier said than done, but I think it is very important that you manage your workload effectively. We are working to live. We are not living to work. Work is not important. I'm repeating, work is very important. Yet, we must ensure that work does not encompass us and it becomes a killer, right? There are so many examples both in West and India where very successful executives have died very young. So don't let that happen to you, because there's a whole family waiting for you, and it's very important that you maintain good health. Some more easy strategies to cope with stress: practicing gratitude. Very important that I say that as think and thank. Like, I have come here, this lecture is recorded. So did I thank the person behind the camera for standing long hours and trying to see to it from the various angle? That did I thank the person who gave me water? Did I thank the person who gave me tea? Most people are having no time to do this. But the more you think and thank the people around you, the more you are, you really try to find out about other people. This is our Indian ethos, we might be meeting this cameraman for the first time, but we still ask, "Aap kaise hain? Aapke ghar mein kaun hai?" Now, this is not there in the Western culture. It is very, very professional. I have come here, I have nothing to do with the cameraman. But here, there is a lot of interest. And only thing is, don't do acting. Take genuine interest in other people. The difference is, most people just do it perfunctorily. You need to do it with affection, with everyone. You go to a mall, just pick up a conversation with the security guard or the janitor and ask him, "आप कैसे हैं? कितने दूर से आते हैं? घर में कौन है?" So you'll ask me, what am I getting out of this? I'm adding to the joy and happiness in the universe, because that security person is standing whole day. He's just like a small cog in the wheel. And when someone asks him about him, he feels so delighted, feels important. So what you do is, when you take interest in him, you are adding happiness in the world. And when you add happiness, you will become happy and less stressful. Find out deep interest. It may be music, it might be writing poetry, it might be drama, it might be gardening. Find it out and do it. And do not listen too much to news and social media and mobile phones, because the news channel, he has to only talk of bad news, because that is what will be sensation and that will give him higher viewership. So avoid, the world will go on without listening to your news channel also, right? Maintain a very positive outlook. Keep telling yourself that the best is yet to come. And visualization, you close your eyes and visualize that you are a happy man, a very successful man, and when you see yourself always successful and happy, you will become successful and happy. The world will conspire. So, stress is a part of life. You cannot become zero in stress, neither can I. But we have to think that we have to manage it properly so that it does not kill us. That is the main thing. Now, moving on to one very, very important topic, relevant, linked somewhat to stress, is self-esteem. I put it in very simple words. Self-esteem is how much you appreciate and love yourself. It's very important. I may not be the best. I may not be the second best also. You did not be the first boy in the class, the third boy in the class. Still, you have many things which are unique. So appreciate that and love yourself. Very important. Others, you see, if you look at your life, you are so caring towards other people. How about caring something for yourself only? I'll say self-love in a positive way. So how do we increase this? We have to increase our self-esteem. How do we do it? Keep telling, I can do it. Believe that people love me. Don't always think, ये तो नाटक कर रहा था मेरे साथ. Don't believe that. Some people may be doing, but you believe that you are good and people around you generally love you. Think that you may not be a sun, but you are a star and you are a worthy person in this world. For the simple reason, let me tell you a very interesting thing. Listen to it carefully. India has a population of 140 crore plus now. But friend, do you know that you are so unique that in that 140 crore population, there is no one like you. You are so unique, so wonderful that there is no one like you. Believe that you are a creation of the divine and the Supreme is benevolent. So you are unique, you are divine, and you are worthy. Tell yourself that. Keep telling that I am good. Others are also good, but I am also good. I may not be the best, but I am good. And am I perfect? No. The person behind the camera was telling me that no, sir, you're not doing a perfect job, something is not correct. It's okay. I am not perfect. I'm not 100. So when you do that, if I completely get shattered, okay, sir, you're not looking at the camera, you're looking here and there. If I start believing that I am not at all worth it, then I'll not even be able to do the shooting. So therefore, believe, and for any work, you are not perfect. So therefore, believing that you are not perfect, that you are a human being, okay, you take the feedback, you listen to it, and you try to do your best. But keep believing that I may not be perfect, but I am good and I can make a mistake. सर आपको ऐसा बोला था, आपने फिर कर दिया, ठीक है, हो गया भाई. I can make a mistake. When you think that you can make a mistake, then your self-esteem goes up. So these are some of the small things, friend. It is not just a PPT slide that you will go fatafat. Sit down. I am doing it with a lot of love for you. This is, with a lot of love and affection, I'm making the presentation with a very sincere desire that, aap log ka acha ho, because you're much younger than me. So you also must internalize what I'm telling. Okay? So, we are discussing this, friends, this very important topic on self-esteem. So basically, you friends, you'll find two types of people. One, whatever mistake has happened, they will always blame X, Y, Z or the situation, something external. That is a problem. But the other problem happens is that you will find many friends, they're always blaming themselves. Whatever is happening, even if they are not responsible, they will always blame themselves. So when you keep blaming yourself all the time for anything which is going wrong, then this will lead to a lower self-esteem. We'll discuss the problems of what is the problem with lower self-esteem. So please avoid that. Be rational, because as we are talking in the Indian ethos, the fruits are not in your hand. Arjun might have won the Mahabharata war, but the war could have gone either way. It is just his effort was there, but you would see that Lord Krishna was with him, the Supreme was there, and the whole situation was favorable. I hope you know this same Arjun, when some robbers attacked him after the Mahabharata war, he still had his Gandiv, but he was coming with and some robbers attacked him. And do you know, friends, that he could not defeat the robbers? So therefore, the same Arjun in a different situation. So please thank God for all the good things, but for all the bad things also, do not take all the blame yourself, because it's not going to help you at all. Don't have an over expectation from yourself. Be realistic. Many of you may be students, and and you go to office also. It is not possible for all of us to always be number one or top. So don't over expect from yourself. So that will make you calm and composed. And as per the Indian ethos, most important thing is try to be anxiety less. Anxiety is never about today. It is never about this moment. It is always about tomorrow, day after, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. You know people whose age is 50 years and they are worrying what will happen after 10 years after retirement. So they are worrying about 10 years. Who has seen tomorrow? So don't worry about unnecessary things. And one of the ways, as per the Indian ethos, to overcome most problems is that bring down your desires. When you have too much desires, you need too much money. To earn that too much money, you are trying to do multiple things. You are maybe compromising with your principles, and you will bring down your self-esteem. Now, psychologists say that, though you might be 21, 31, 41, 51 also, but whatever has happened in your childhood, in your bachpan, it has a tremendous impact even in your adulthood, surprisingly. I'll give you a very good example. There was this lady whom I know very well. She was very afraid, and she hated to play Holi. So as her other friends were asking that, why is it that you're so afraid? Why do you hate Holi so much? But then he went deeper, and she said when she was a small girl, she found that her mother, people are just 4-5 people were, trying to put color on her mother, and her mother was resisting. And that has left such a trauma, such a deep impression on her mind, that though she is now 45, but still unknowingly she has that trauma, that she does not, even that color itself is creating some kind of a revulsion in her mind. So sometimes when you actually go back and find out what was the problem in childhood, maybe you'll be able to solve your problems of your adulthood. During childhood, sometimes our parents keep comparing with other people. That, Vijay to bahut acha kiya, Sanjay ne acha kiya. So, we are always compared with other people, and we start believing that we are not as good as the other person. Our parents have a lot of love for us. They want us to do very well in life. But unknowingly, not knowingly, very unknowingly, what happens is they put too much stress on us. They keep telling, I had an ordinary life, but you have to clear the joint entrance examination. Or I could not become IAS, you have to become an UPSC and clear the UPSC. When it puts so much stress on you, and they are very critical about you sometimes, "Tese kuch nahi hoga." Once a parent or teacher says like this, they are critical of you, it goes very deep into us. And when a parent or teacher tells us, "Tere se kuch nahi hoga," he might have told that when you are in class 9. But even at 45, there is conscious level, and there is a subconscious level, and there is an unconscious level. So it is so deep down, but the effect of that is on you. And you start, even today when you are 45, you are believing, "Mere se kuch nahi hoga." How do you know that? Because someone in class 9 told you about it. Sometimes what happens in the school, there are a lot of groups, and some of us are, like the dada in that class, and you may not be one of them. And there are groups, and with the friends are not taken in the group. So you have developed a low self-esteem. Or maybe in the school there is a teacher, and there is a few students whom the teacher is liking, giving responsibility, but maybe the teacher had ignored you in your childhood. So that remains so deep in your mind that basically, it plays a role in your adulthood, and you still continue to have low self-esteem. So when you become aware of such things, we hope to some extent at least you'll be able to cope with that. So going back and understanding sometimes, and sometimes it may be a good idea that you take help, professional help if required. If this thing helps you, it's okay. And we are speaking to you from a distance, and it is always good that you meet someone in person and he helps you out. A huge problem with many this thing is, they are unable to take good compliments. If you do it, you do this exercise tomorrow, that you met 10 people and you just tell those 10 people, do it as an exercise, that today you are looking good, आज आप अच्छे लग रहे हैं देखने में. Many people will not take that as a proper compliment. Some will say yes, thank you, but there will be many who cannot take even a genuine compliment, this thing basically. So, and this leads to what I say, self-neglect. And again, this will lower down your esteem. So please, if it's a genuine compliment, please accept it. I'm saying a simple thing. Someone can say, no, you're very sincere and hardworking in your work. So he is saying that out of genuine affection and love, but you are not able to accept that compliment. So please accept good compliments, say thank you, yes, I'm good, I'll do better. Many people, in your circle only you'll find they're not having enough friends, not having enough good relation in the family. So there's a social withdrawal. It is very important that you have a lot of, something called some really good people with whom you can meet after the stressful day. And what we say in your language, chill out. You can be able to chill out, but for that, you need to develop friend. Now, let me tell you a secret of how to have good friends. You know what is the secret of having a good friend, having a lot of good friends? Be a good friend. Be a good friend. Who is a good friend? A friend in need is a friend indeed. So, you're always looking for opportunities. When you're in an environment and there are people in your office, in your college, school, you always come out as a person who is helpful. Someone needs something, you're there. Someone's father is not there, he said, chalo, I will come with you to the hospital. Someone is today forgotten to bring money, he said, no, you take, today you take, tomorrow, you pay it back, no problem. The other person does not have pen, you immediately give the pen to him. Don't get attached to the pen. It is more important, in my opinion, that you come out as a person who is always willing to help. Suppose someone is having some problem in the laptop, suppose he does not know a particular function of Excel, just go out and help him out. Don't keep that knowledge to yourself. Give that knowledge to him and you move on and add more knowledge to yourself. Because as I say, the more knowledge you give, you will be the person who is more enhanced. In other words, try to be the person in your family, in your group, who is always very helpful. So when people see you as helpful, you will become a very good friend and you will have a lot of friends around you. And when you have a lot of friends around you, they will stand by you. So what is that to summarize? If someone says nice about you, accept the compliments. Mix with friends, and there are, it is there in office, it is there in college, it is there in school. When there's a group project is given, there are few people who want to have a free ride, whom we call in Hindi, kamchor. So don't be a kamchor. In the project, if you're not a project leader, everyone cannot be a leader, but try to take more responsibility than even what is given to you in the project. It does not matter if someone else is doing less work. You should not be the person who is doing the least amount of work in that group. Because we all want aram. I want to repeat what my principal, Mr. A.P. Singh, told me. I still remember that. He said, आराम शब्द में राम नहीं है, आराम हराम होता है. आराम शब्द में राम नहीं छुपा है, आराम हराम होता है. So he told me in school when I was a young boy, I still remember that. We want to be always having aram, but that is not the thing which you should be looking forward to. Do hard work, a reasonable amount of work every day, and if the project, if there are deadlines, you should be the person who should be shouldering the maximum responsibility very cheerfully. Do not be over anxious about your future. The future shall take care of itself. There is so many things, so many variables on which none of us have any control. Be mindful of the present. Enjoy the present. After all, life is small. Life is to be happy. Life is for enjoyment also. Not always about worrying about the future. And every day you cannot win a lottery. You cannot get a promotion. So those are the big success. But small success you'll get something nice. For example, if I have given this lecture well, I've tried my best, I feel satisfied, I've done a good job. The cameraman should feel happy that he has done a good job recording this lecture well. That's a small success. We do not going to get a lottery every day. So small success in our work should make us happy. And we need not compare ourselves with some other person somewhere else and make ourselves unhappy. So we all have an inner rock star within us. Focus on that inner rock star. Stop comparing completely. There is a saying in English, comparison is odious. So stop comparing completely with other people. Increasing self-esteem, forgiveness. I've been talking of Indian ethos, but I also like to say about one of the greatest son who walked upon this earth. I'm talking of Jesus Christ. When he was being crucified and people were really bad, the people around him were powerful and very bad. You know what he said? You all know. He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." At that moment of time. So, basically, he was the Son of God and he's telling Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And we are so revengeful, most of us, for small things. What do you say? तेरे को ऐसा सबक सिखाऊंगा ना, पूरा जिंदगी भर याद रखेगा. What has he done? Has he killed you? Has he whipped you? Nothing. So basically, this thing of sabak sikhana, this is not your responsibility. The nature will take care of itself. You just focus. And if someone has done wrong to you, do not bear a grudge. As Gautam Buddha said, the great Gautam Buddha ji, that when you are planning a revenge, it is like in your hand, you are carrying a hot charcoal and running against that person. But ultimately, your hand will get burned with that hot charcoal. So, forgiveness is very important. Accept disagreements. We can agree to disagree. There can be disagreements. But please agree to disagree. You shall not will all the time. So accept failures. And the Bhagavad Gita also talks about being fearless. Right now, are you having any fear? No. The fear is again happening because of uncertainty. Is there any uncertainty today? No. All the uncertainty is because of the tomorrow, day after, 5 years later, 10 years later. So, reduce your uncertainty, and you do not need approval from persons all the time. Your boss is not going to tell you every day that you are the best. Kitna behtareen kaam kiya. Your boss is not going to tell you that. Please do not seek approval from your boss or from your teacher or from anyone. Just believe that you have done a good day's work. That is the end in itself. You will not get happiness outside. Just feel happy with your own company, with yourself. The happiness, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Believe that. So you are yourself. And friends, life is not a race. without a finishing line. We all know that there were some of us in the class who stood first, second, but could not do well in life. Someone who got a very good job initially, but later on could not do well. So it's okay. Life, it's a race which goes on and on. Do not take it as a race. Just enjoy the moment. What are the signs of low self-esteem? You are always doubting yourself. क्या मैं कर सकूँगा? मेरे से होगा? So that self-doubt, the doubt, do away. And all of us do self-talk. हम लोग अपने आप से बात करते हैं. So do not do negative self-talk कि मेरे से नहीं होगा. I cannot do it. Don't do that. Don't feel that you'll be rejected and there will be a fear of failure. If it comes, we'll handle the failure when it comes. But thinking today that you will fail, what will happen? Suppose, let's say you want to clear the UPSC examination. So you gave the UPSC, you could not clear. Okay, next year is there. You gave again, not cleared. Okay, next year again is there. Again gave, did not get clear. But there are people who have not cleared UPSC and still they are quite well off in life. So don't think anything as the end of it. So it's okay. And if people give you compliments, thank you. Enjoy that compliment for the moment. I mentioned about this childhood upbringing, so please go back to your childhood experiences and make sure that you're able, when you look back and understand the reason for the stress, many times you'll be able to do it. In our society, there are successful people and there are super successful people always. In a society as today, they are not millionaires. Friends, as early as 40 years back, being a crorepati was a very big thing. Today, every person has become, in the middle class, a crorepati. But are we happy? I don't see it. So, there will be super successful people, but you don't compare yourself with others, right? Don't look at the past failure. I could not clear the UPSC. That does not mean that tomorrow you cannot do well. It is okay. And if people have criticized you, just look at the good side of that criticism and move ahead. High self-esteem, greater confidence and resilience, better decision-making skills, stronger relationships, and communication. So I think, friends, I have tried to give many examples from my own experience, from my own life. And there is only one purpose, so that you can manage your stress well and you can develop a high self-esteem. So, as we come to the end of this session, I wish you all the best. That I hope you internalize whatever we have tried to discuss. We could not meet one-to-one in person, but I'll end with my customary Jai Bharat, Jai India, Jai Hind, and thank you.